and bearing with us for so long. So I already know the half of the hall is empty. Usually what happens is once the last fellow talks to an empty hall, but still it's better today. So let me directly come to the point and not waste your time much. So I'll start with the lady first. So Dr. Dipender Bakshi. So ma'am, as we know, you are working for a program called SHE program. So could you just highlight about that? What is SHE program exactly is, and how can it help us in enabling the startup ecosystem in the region?
Yeah. Thank you, Devin. Thank you so much. And I'm also thankful to Punjab Angels Network. Anuradha is there, Mr. Sahil is there, and for giving us this platform. Though I can see more of the industry and the business people and investors, so I'm not very much used to this gathering. But because I come from a science and technology department where we are dealing more with academia, we are dealing more with startups. Coming first to the ecosystem, when we are talking of the ecosystem, startup ecosystem, I would just like to, before coming to SHE, I would just like to mention one or two things. If we walk down 10 years back or so, अगर 10 साल पहले देखें तो जो ecosystem पंजाब में था, it was not that vibrant. But I'm very happy that now this ecosystem has started picking up. We have got lots of the enablers who are there. We have research institutions. We have state-of-the-art incubators. We have 30 incubators, in Punjab, which are nurturing the startups. And we have very good ones. My friend Satendra is there from ISA. We have an IT Roper, NIT. So these are the budding houses which are leading to the startups. And our journey started like this only because being from a government side, from science and technology, we just wanted to see what all is there. And when we did this study, we realized that when we were going to the colleges and all, then the women entrepreneurship was very less. So even when we published our tech-led startups, they were just, when we took up the top 100, there were just 13 of the women startups were there. So we started with this program, which is called a very, very interesting program. It is called SHE, and SHE is Startup Handholding and Empowering Initiative. And we are just calling our, the girls who are from the management, from engineering, from technology, from the science background. And it's not a mature startup, but it is an early stage startup who are in the colleges. So we are giving them this platform where they can be nurtured with all the ecosystem partners, because we have on board incubators, we have on board the angel investors, we have some of the industrial mentors with us, and we're just trying to see that if they have some idea, not only idea with the prototype stage, how it can be, how the journey can be mentored so that they can come up with some commerciality to the market. So that is the SHE program, what we are dealing with.
So is SHE program open for other networks as well? So are you open to collaborate with other angel networks?
Of course, we just had the last week only we had a meeting, because in the first cohort we just had 8 partners. Mr. Sahil was a part of the cohort 2.0. We have opened it and we are just going to have a call very soon. And I invite the female startups who are here, who want to be part of this SHE campaign. They are welcome to join hand in this campaign.
Okay, thanks a lot. So now my question is for Mr. Chetan. So in what ways CDEC can help startups, and what are the opportunities available for startups with CDEC?
Thank you, Mr. Lay. CDEC, as you know, is a primarily premier R&D organization of Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India. And our focus is primarily on doing research and development on the electronics and IT sector for the national priorities. So of late, we have our various thematic areas, and since its birth 35 years ago, we have been doing technology innovations and research and development in emerging technology sectors for public interest and public service. Now, with the growing, startup ecosystem and the need of the collaboration, technical, support, hand-holding we have several programs, several opportunities for the startups. Uh, One is the technology commercialization that we do. That is technology licensing. We have almost high-end technologies developed in almost all the thematic areas that we work in, straight from the supercomputers time, and then to the new age AI and quantum computing. So all the technology landscape is covered by CDEC groups. We have around 14, 15 centers across India. And all the technology groups are itself you can collaborate, and you can just understand that what is the work they are doing. And there are opportunities like we have expression of interest for collaborative innovations that is open round the year. So anybody who is interested to collaborate on a collaborative research or collaborative development activities in a consortium mode also, you can do a contract R&D also. So for that we are open. Anyone can start a industry partners MSME can submit their intent of association for collaborative innovation to CDAC, and it is evaluated as per the procedural norms. And based on that, we once the letter of association is issued on a particular problem statement front, we can collaborate and we can approach different funding agencies together. Or if it is a consortium with co-development activity, any one of the partner or investor can invest into that. So that type of programs we have open round the year. So there are product services outreach, group members in all the centers to whom the startups and industry partners and other interested agencies can approach for direct licensing of the technologies also. This is all happening, and as far as the National Supercomputing Mission goes, that is the leading program that we are running across India, and recently Cabinet has approved further funding to this mission, wherein we are supporting startups for leveraging that infrastructure. So nsmindia.in is the website where you can the startups, technology startup can go, and then they can do whatever computing requirements are there. So this is how CDEC is helping the startups to grow. And as far as technology side is concerned, technology innovation is concerned, there is a good amount of technical experts available with CDEC. It has been 35 years, so at least you have that strength you have in almost every field. So if in case you are working in AI, quantum, any other electronics area, so you can always come to CDEC for technical mentoring, technical support, guidance, technical guidance.
So CDEC is available around the year for any technical collaboration or technical expertise and mentorship for the startups.
On cdec.in website, you can Google it out also. There is a document by intent of association. So you can fill the document, it's a simple document, and it will be referred to a particular committee, and which will evaluate the response, and then accordingly, based on the decision, it will be on board.
Okay, thank you so much. So my next question is for Puneet. So Puneet, how can tech-based companies add value to the startup ecosystem? I know you have been involved in tech companies for a very long time, and you are a tech expert. So how can it add value to the startup ecosystem?
Alright, thanks, Vahid. See, when we talk about any technology or any startup these days are primarily in need of tech. When they are pitching or when they are making any product, your start happens when you have a website or when you have, presence over the internet. You may have a presence with the help of a website or with the help of a social media page. It could be Instagram, it could be Facebook, it could be LinkedIn. So right from the day one, when you're thinking to start up the company or thinking to start up any business, you have to have a presence in the tech. But tech is the most underestimated part in the startup system, or maybe in a company which are SMEs or MSMEs even. Many SMEs even and MSMEs, they're still not aware who has developed their website, when it will be renewed, what other things they need to do. So, when you talk about startup, they are even at a very early stage, right? They think about, okay, let us make an idea. When they make an idea, they go to the people that this is our idea. At that stage only, they shall be thinking about, our idea has to be digitized, right?
Yes.
When they are going to people, they cannot present paper, they have to go with the PPT. So right there at the start, they have to have the tech. Now what problem people do in the beginning is, they sign up with anyone who doesn't even know what is technology, right? So they suffer when they are going to scale them, when people are willing to invest in them, then they come to know that tech doesn't exist even. Even founder is not aware that whether they are going with the better tech or they're going with the worse tech. So my suggestion to all the people is, without tech, even it's agri, now people are talking about agri-tech. If it's a finance, people are talking about fintech, right? So everywhere, whether earlier it was education, people talk about edtech. None of the school, none of the college, none of the university, even the people who are in the coaching industry, they cannot, live without technology. So tech is added right at the beginning. So I believe there are almost more than, say, if we'll consider a small company, then more than 500 companies in Chandigarh. Chandigarh is such an ecosystem. Right now we're talking about startup. But when we look at the history of Chandigarh and involvement of, software companies, then in Chandigarh we have many companies which are having only 5 people. Many companies, 90% of the companies in Chandigarh will be having the resources between 5 to 50. The rest 5% will be 50 to 200. And 200 to 2000, there will be almost 10 to 20 companies. So the bottom part which I spoke about, they are all actually startups. They are looking for solution, providing the solution, and they are willing to contribute. Even Sahil is having a connection with so many companies that he is able to, rope in those companies for the startup. So and they are willing to guide also and learn also. So I believe this Chandigarh ecosystem has a lot of things to give back to society in terms of tech enablement for startups. So whatever you look for, you'll be having that opportunity over there.
Yeah, I do personally believe that tech is a very integral part of any startup ecosystem or for any company. Okay, thank you so much, Will. So now over to you, Mr. Pramod. So I have a question for you. So what is the national education policy for startups? Could you tell the benefits of it?
A very good evening to everyone, and thank you, Lael. National Education Policy, NEP 2020, you must be reading a lot about it in the newspapers, in the media, and government is making all efforts to now implement the plan. Plan has already been documented, and NITTT Chandigarh, from where I come from, has played a very significant role in contributing the policy making itself, the draft itself also, and now in the full form also. Whenever a student take admission in an engineering college, for example, we deal largely with the technical education system. The first question the student asks for taking the admission, or their parents, what is the package he is going to get. They are looking for the job, they are seeking the job, and all these 4 years they are dreaming about getting into a company, having a job. And there is an element which is missing in the technical education system, which is a backbone of any startup system or any entrepreneurship system, is the missing part is that the students are seeking job instead of providing jobs. In this national education policy, there has been tremendous emphasis on not only job seekers, but make them job providers. And with keeping that into view, there has been tremendous changes in the curriculum. Multi-point entry and exit systems have been created, and they are being implemented in many universities, many engineering colleges, many technical institutions, wherein the students will get some skills By the time he gets into the fourth year, if he's doing a BTech program, for example, or a diploma program, 3 years, he may lost that zeal of becoming an entrepreneur. The whole education system in technical education was revolving around providing a job is now taking a paradigm shift in setting up your own units. And you will be surprised to know best of the best engineering colleges, IITs, NITs, conventional engineering colleges, polytechnics, the load on the laboratories has been only 10 to 20%. Rest of the 80%, latest of the latest equipment is lying unutilized. Now this incubation centers, the NEP 2020, Government of India is now opening up those laboratories, underutilized laboratories for the startups who do not have that kind of a infrastructure. For example, with the quality control, for material testing, for so many technical things which we are having in our technical institutions. Now we are opening doors for the startup units also. And we are giving them almost the same feeling. Some of the babies, we are nurturing certain startups, giving them all the infrastructure in terms of equipment, space, technical expertise of the senior students as well as the faculties who can provide them the technical support and handhold them and lead them to the startups.
So does the policy also cover the seed funding as well?
We have separate department of, we call it EDIC, Education, Entrepreneurship Development and Industrial Coordination departments. In our institute we are having one, and most of the engineering colleges also have that. They have the linkages with the industries, they have the linkages with the financial institutions, including the banks and many other government or non-government organizations who fund that. But as such, we do not fund that. We have the linkages with them, we provide all the technical know-how and arrange the funds for them.
Okay, thank you so much. So this was about the startup. So last one question is for all of you, and it's a general question, so I'm asking all of you. So how can we encourage investors to invest in startups? So like Chandigarh, let's talk about Chandigarh. People have no dearth of wealth here. So they are open to investing in real estate. Some of you even have gone to abroad, like they buy properties in Dubai or some other country as well. But they shy away from investing in startups. So how can we encourage them, and how can this ecosystem help them?
Look, I just want to comment on this is because when you're building an ecosystem, there has to be an end-to-end approach, right? So here we are talking, when you're talking of the startups are different categories, You have early stage, rather starting from the ideation, then the early stage, then the mature, and then. So this, when you're talking of the capital involvement, the financials when you're talking of, or the angel investment. So that comes little later. What I want to say over here is that if you want to nurture the system, if you want to have, if you want to make this region as competitive, because when we see all across the country, South has taken much more lead as compared with North. And if you really want to do something on that, then we have to nurture them from this day one. That is when you talk of ideation. So here, all ecosystem partners, they have to come, You have a state-of-art institutions who are there, NITR is there, CDAC is there, CSI is there, and so many institutions are there, incubators are there, So I would also like to inform the House, take this opportunity to say, of course I understand that over here in a form of industry we are investors. But I would really like to call each one of you, if you can also contribute towards the technical mentorship of these startups, maybe from day one. Then only they will be able to have a complete journey, and that at the end of the, because in early stages they might not be requiring that kind of a fund. They require a very small fund which can be supported. But for the major fund to come, once they are ready, then of course this region needs agencies like Punjab Region Network. We have worked on the recommendations, and we gave one recommendation that in northern region we do not have more of the financial aids. And we are very happy and we congratulate Mr. Sahil and the team that they are here, and we think we'll be able to make a impact on the ecosystem. Thank you so much.
I would like to add on to this from a technical standpoint. That problem of formulation and problem validation is the main thing as far as attracting the investment is concerned. So as we work with different startups for our collaborative innovative projects, so what we're seeing is that you need to clearly identify the gap. What is the solution that you're proposing is actually the best amongst the many solutions for that particular gap area which you identified, for which you're building your tech product. So once your tech product is properly, idea is properly validated and formulated, then only investment will come. Investment will not a problem. If still you think that it is not a best solution, tomorrow I may have to pivot it, or maybe there may be some competition coming, or market is already flooded with so many similar things. So those challenges needs to be addressed. So if you are clear and your idea is well formulated, and if that idea is well validated also, then probably investment will not be a problem. That's what we see from our experience.
Yes. So many
Can I add something to this?
Sure.
I believe, this is the reason why angel networks like Punjab angel networks have taken that, that challenge in his hand, that we want to create that ecosystem. Earlier, what was happening is people are investing money on the names which are already doing good, or who have done some exit. Whenever you see at some, company and their directors or their promoters, they'll be highlighting their LinkedIn profile with, comments like 2 exit, 3 exit, 4 exit. When such companies are there, everybody wants to invest in them, right? When somebody is starting right from the scratch, nobody knows them. Nobody, even recognize them. They have idea, but they don't know how to do the execution. That is something I believe pan-like companies are doing. Pan-like people are trying to create an ecosystem where they have thought that will be taking Punjab to the next level. People have a lot of money here. They're spending a lot of money in lavishing life also. They're trading, they're doing the trading, they're investing in real estate, they're investing in taking their kids to, foreign studies. They're doing whatever the way they can send their kids to outside of India, they're doing all that stuff. So they have money till the time that the real talent of Punjab or real talent of this northern part of India is not recognized. Nobody will come forward and do the investment. And that is, I believe, that is the congratulation we shall be giving to PAN. As they've identified that problem, they're trying to solve that issue. So I believe your question lies within your system itself, like how we can create that ecosystem. So PAN is already creating that ecosystem.
Yes. PAN is very good. So, Mr. Pramod, over to you now.
When we were listening to Mr. Bhatia's, hello, am I audible now? Yeah. I was listening to Mr. Bhatia's address very, carefully. He asked the question, the invention and the value addition which we give to the invention which is already there. And if somehow we are very sure about the tech, I agree with Puneet that we give less weightage to the technology, and we are somehow having doubts in our minds. Once the doubts are removed, as Puneetji and Chetanji also very rightly said, that finances is not a problem, but the investor is always interested to know whether his investment is in the right place, whether it's going to get the returns or no. If that is assured, and that is assured only when you are able to add really value to the startup and to the consumer also. When it is both the things are assured, then there is probably no question of arranging the financing. And that is one thing which I must share with all of you is, with my own family, my own nephew, most of the IITians, they take up best of the best jobs, but down the line, maybe after 5 years or 10 years, they are the best startups. In my own family, my nephew He did his IIT from Delhi and then IIM from Ahmedabad. He joined a finance company. And ultimately, after 5 years, now he's 35 years old only. Mr. Morgan Jain. He was in the first 13 ranks in, when JEE test, and 10 graders throughout. But then the companies were not giving him enough challenge which he could handle. And that is one reason that IITians, most of the IITians, I'm not saying all the IITians, but most of the IITians, they come to that because of their solid analytical and tech background. And they are ready to have those kind of challenges. They are challenge hungry people. If we are able to create that hunger in our technocrats, in our, whatever the fields are, finances is not a problem at all. Thank you.
So with this, we conclude our session. So in short, to cut the long story short, I would like to tell you, if you have the vision, if you have the great idea, finance will not be the problem. So for this decade, I don't think we have the problem of finances. We just need good ideas which are scalable. So thank you so much all the panelists for sharing your knowledge and expertise. Over to you, Another.
Thank you so much, Leonard. It was such an amazing session.